Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Seth Rollins reveals a full collapse.
Seth Rollins hates a WWE show.
He also says a bunch of WWE stars don't love wrestling.
And a big return update on, Seth Rollins. Yeah. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy H. Murray. The H stands for harebrained.
And this is the news.
Yeah, not the best morning if you don't like Seth Rollins.
More news later.
But yeah, he's been talking and he's said a lot of things. He's very open, very honest, very forthcoming in giving you a bunch of interesting information. One of the things he spoke about was suffering a full collapse that actually hurt his relationship with Becky Lynch for a while.
Wow.
Turned him into a bit of an asshole by all accounts. He didn't say that. I just made that up. He might not have been an asshole. I don't know.
Social media does do that to people, though.
Yeah, it was all about social media. The man got wound up by social media in 2019 and it messed him up. He was being interviewed by, I never get this chap's surname right, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. On the Something's Burning show. Big interview. Becky Lynch was there. There was a couples interview. But yeah, Rollins talking about social media. He said the following. I had a bad experience with it, but I've kind of got it under control these days. Yeah, all I ever see him tweet about today is I love football or I hate football, depending on what the Cleveland Clowns have done that week. That's the team he's into. It's a vicious cycle. In our business, it's immediate, where you do a thing and you get an immediate response right away because it's live. When you're already feeling bad about yourself or bad about what you're doing from a creative standpoint and then you have that on top, it just starts to pile on and you start to feel a certain way about what you are doing. And I found it was really affecting my personal life. It was affecting my relationship. It started to affect my decisions in my relationship and the way I was interacting with Becky. And it was like really messing everything up. I kind of took a moment of full collapse to come back and be like, what am I doing? Let's get this under control. Good, it's only social media.
Yeah.
So I did. This was probably, 2019 this went down, I would say. So like in the midst of his big babyface push.
Yeah, and when he kind of felt he had to be sort of the QB, I suppose, of the company when they were rising, when AEW was coming up against them.
He was very company man.
Oh yeah.
And he was very active on Twitter at that time. He said, after I got it under control, and now I spend a lot less time on social media than I used to. He also went off a bit on like, people feel like they need to have an opinion on everything these days. And it's like, nope, you don't. You actually don't. There's certain things I just don't know about, so I don't have an opinion on. So I think this is very self-reflective, and I think that it's very healthy what he has done.
Yeah, I'm sure he looks back and thinks, probably shouldn't have said what I said to Will Ospreay back in the day. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? But I can sympathise with his perspective, because I think all of us have gone through this in one way or another with regards to social media. You know, sometimes you have to be on it for work, obviously, but a lot of the time, it is kind of a vicious cycle of it just grabs hold of you, and it does affect everyone's personal lives, I think. You know, to a certain extent, it's bad to hear that it affected his relationship with Becky, but I can relate to that. I certainly have gone through a period with social media over the last few years. There was a period where I would wake up, usually like watch some wrestling and then go on social media, or even go on social media first thing when I woke up, and I stopped doing that because it was the worst thing. It would put me in a mood straight out the gate, and it's easy to sit here and say, don't be bothered by what people say to you on social media. It doesn't matter if you're Seth Rollins or me, aka somebody and a nobody, because everyone, whether you get 20 replies or 2, will be affected by it or will overreact to it at a certain point, because it just is a little bit overwhelming. So it's all well and good saying, I'll just ignore it, but you kind of have to work that out for yourself. You know, I was getting dunked on left, right, and centre the other day for just giving my opinion on what pay-per-view should look like in 2025.
Which is a perfectly reasonable tweet, I thought.
Well, the thing is, it's a perfectly reasonable tweet because it's an opinion, but you're also fine to have a completely opposite opinion to what I said. I didn't reply to anyone on there because I didn't feel the need to, because I thought it was a conversation. You think one thing, I think another. Whereas a few years ago, I'd have been in all the replies. No, you're wrong, actually, and here's the reasons why.
Exactly.
I certainly try and go on social media less. I certainly post less. What's your experience like with social media?
I post a lot less now. I like Instagram a lot more than Twitter these days. I don't know. this is a very healthy thing that he's done, right? Because it doesn't matter how thick-skinned you are. At one point, one person will get to you. Like, it could be anything. It could be the dumbest criticism ever. It could be like, hey, I don't like your shirt, Andy. You bad shirt haver. But then they might call you like the worst word in the universe, and you might just be like, whatever.
English.
You know? Yeah. I love England. I just don't like the football team. I hope the football team lose to Haiti and to Bulgaria or whoever they get drawn against. I don't know. Cape Verde. I love Cape Verde.
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I've definitely stepped back a little bit. I just like Instagram a lot more. I don't really like Blue Sky that much. There's just there's not as many of my mutuals are over there, so I don't like it as much. I would if there were more people on. But yeah, it's definitely, look, we're not built for this level of stimulation. I don't watch Reels or TikToks and stuff because I know it would just mess my head up. So recently actually I stopped going on socials in the evening and replaced it by reading books.
Smart.
And now it's like, oh, you've disconnected from this universe that's in your pocket, and it's worked out well for me. But hey, look, if you are on socials and you have no negative impact whatsoever, good for you. Not me.
And credit to Seth Rollins for saying this out loud, because he didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know, he just opened up about these struggles and, you know, talking to people that no doubt would have been through the same. So I'm very glad he's done that and got rid of all the hate in his body. I mean, other than the hate he has, of course, for this WWE show, because he was on Bert Kreischer's show. Yeah, it's all from Bert Kreischer's show. I think it's the one where he cooks people food whilst interviewing. It's quite a good, good dynamic, really. He was on there with Becky, and he was talking about WWE Unreal. He doesn't just like hate LFG or NXT or something.
I hate LFG.
Becky said, we talked about this. When we were fans, we'd have loved to have seen it. But Rollins added, but I hate it. I don't hate all of it. There are parts of it that I think are fascinating and interesting. But there's some things that in our business, everybody knows what it is. Everyone knows that it's predetermined and planned. But the grey area, the one little question like, maybe they really don't like each other. Maybe there's something there. What could happen? That unpredictability that it creates, that's the magic. That's where the magic happens in our business. It's that little seed of doubt. When you start to chip away at that, it becomes a bit tricky. Yeah, I think it's really interesting to see how Unreal has maybe affected people's perspective of WWE in 2025, because it's fascinating. I don't get me wrong, when it came out, I was all over it. But I do understand the thought of, I sort of agree with Hamlet's point that to a certain extent, they're creating storylines just for a Netflix series.
Yeah, and that sucks.
Which I think there was an element of that when Formula One started doing Drive to Survive. They dramatised things far more than it actually would have been in the sport, because they wanted to...
I like Drive to Survive more than actual F1. Person.
But it does, and I think it bleeds into the product as it does with WWE. And there's also that bit of like, some smarter fans, us, kind of know what's going on and like being able to peek behind the curtain. But some people might just be like, oh, is that what really goes down?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, speaking of smarter fans, if you want to be a smarter fan of WhatCulture Wrestling, hey, and you need some cable in your life, you need some direct TV in your life, we got a great deal for you. The link is in the description.
Unbelievable, this deal.
Yeah, link in the description right now. You're getting 40% off your first month, 10% off the next 2 months. So you're saving a bunch of money straight up. And this gives you access to so many cool things. ESPN Unlimited, TBS, TNT, Disney+.
That's all the wrestling.
Exactly. Hulu, with you can get an upgrade package for HBO Max. It's a tremendous deal. You can sign up down below. And so like I think he's right again. Like you can enjoy Unreal as a viewing experience and acknowledge that some parts of it are quite damaging. I think that I would still like an element of mystery. I would like to know. I would like it to be a question in my head over to whether or not two people actually like each other.
Yeah.
Because that really enhanced Drew versus Punk for me. The idea that maybe they're not the best of friends backstage, but they're kind of coming together and creating something believable, apart from the friendship bracelet part of it. But yeah, it was good, man. Like, I like stuff like that. And I'm entertained by Unreal, but I kind of keep it at arm's length because it's, it's a WWE production like everything else. A lot of it is going to be kayfabed. But yeah, I mean, it's exposing the business in 2025.
Yeah.
How can you do that to the business, man?
There is an element of you can't put that toothpaste back in the tube, you can't put the genie back in the bottle once fans have seen it at a certain extent.
I'll get that genie in the bottle. Just give me 5 minutes and some WD-40.
Me, you, WD-40 and Christina Aguilera will get it sorted.
Cuthbert
right?
Dibble Grub.
Right.
All of them.
But I am intrigued to see what happens with season 2. I'm excited for season 2, but I'm intrigued to see A, whether they sort of learn from the reaction to season 1, but also B, you can kind of already guess some of the stuff. Seth Rollins' injury is going to be factored into season 2 and how that's handled.
I can't wait for the episode where it's like, we worked everybody. It's like, no, it was rumbled on day one.
Quick, find 6 tweets of people that actually got worked by this.
John Pollock and Dave Meltzer wiped that one out in the first week. Like, it was just... That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
More from Mr. Rollins. He's been talking about the WWE roster and how maybe they don't love wrestling that much. Here's what he said. Again, he's very reasonable. It's a paycheck, right? It's a job. So there's plenty of people that will do the job if they're getting paid to do it. Look, some people turn to it and they learn to love it and it becomes a love. I don't think anybody stays in it for a career if they don't love it because it will wipe you out. But yeah, there's plenty of people I would say now on the main roster that don't really have a love for it necessarily. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. I always thought it was very refreshing about 15 years ago when Benoit Asuikoto, the football player, came out and said, I don't actually like football, I just do it because I'm good at it and I get paid loads of money. It's honest. It's honest, it's upfront. I think that's better than pretending you love something. I think. Yeah,
and I also think it's not necessarily relevant in terms of whether or not you're a good wrestler or not. Like, some people, and the way that the system works, especially in WWE now, with them taking people like collegiate athletes and things like that with their programs, like, some people won't be the people that you see nowadays who are like, I made myself a paper belt when I was 6 years old and I always dreamt of main eventing WrestleMania. Some of them would be like, no, I just didn't play football anymore, so I thought I'd do this instead. I think an element of it also, you do get the bug. Some of them you can see, you can argue, you can point to people right now who've gone from, let's give this wrestling thing a go, to being like, oh my god, I love it, it's in my veins. I love this
business.
But yeah, and I obviously as fans, you like think, you lucky bastard, you get to do this for a living. Why don't you appreciate this more? But it is a job at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is it. It's a very rewarding job if you're good at it, obviously, or it can be if you get a contract and all of that stuff. But yeah, I don't think this. I think this is I think he's
really good at this.
It's a really good interview. This. Yeah, it's really good.
Maybe it's better when wrestlers are interviewed by people that are like in the wrestling sphere somewhat, because I don't think Bert Kreischer's a huge wrestling fan, let's be honest.
Someone that bristles them, shall we say. Yeah.
I know he's been on Raw and stuff like that, but I'm excited to see, what was it they advertised the other day? Timothy Chalamet on Cody Rhodes' podcast, talking about that ping pong film, presumably.
You better ask him about the worm. If he doesn't ask Timothy Chalamet about the worm, man, I'm going to have problems.
Come on.
Where's the worm?
Is there a Dune 3 coming? Or?
Yeah, there is. I don't think it's called Dune 3. I think it's called like Dune
3D?
The Wrath of Khan or something, I don't know.
Dune 3 Double D? There's some history of those sorts of films.
Adult version. Yeah, maybe not. I don't
what
know.
About a worm with boobs? Cody, if you need any interview tips, I'm right here, pal.
Yeah, absolutely. Scorsese, hit us up. We got ideas, man. It was Denis Villeneuve. But, sorry.
Scorsese being like, I want to see more boobs in that film.
Yeah. Maybe that's the Scorsese movie that The Rock's doing. Or that he thinks
as if you can get me any more interested in it.
Dune. The Rock plays the worm. Is the freaking...
He could do it like Smooth Head.
Just worming.
He's leaning out to play a worm in Dune.
Is he going to let Timothy Chalamet surf on him like he does in Dune?
I tell you what, if there's no Scotty Too Hot in that film, I'm going to be flipping out, by the way.
He comes out of the sand.
Doing, yeah. Anyway,
films are great. I love them.
They are. In a more serious update, let's bring you a bit of an update on Seth Rollins' return from injury. Obviously, the reason why he's off doing these interviews and not being involved right now is he suffered a really bad time of it with injuries. But he said, I'm trying to find the silver linings. I get to spend more time with my daughter, which is great, more time at home. Once I get this thing off, the cast he's talking about on his injury, which is in like another month, it might be then it might be full vacation mode for a little while, because...
Wow, that is loud.
We're going to move office soon, don't worry.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let us know.
I hope you did, because it sounded like a dinosaur.
The T-Rex in Jurassic Park, man.
Yes. I mean, yeah, if he gets the cast off in a month, it'll be literally Christmas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not exactly going to be like, right, bye, I'm off to the gym.
Yeah, it might be.
He's going to lock back in, though, start training, get ready for a comeback. It'll probably be gradual. I don't know. He said, my guess is 8 to 12 weeks. Okay, now I have to stop eating like an asshole. Probably 12 weeks. Then we'll be moving right into WrestleMania season. So, yeah, Seth is hoping around February, after all the holiday stuff, he can lock in no more BS. So, yeah, a potential WrestleMania return on the cards. It is one of those things that you never wish an injury on anyone. But if they are going to get injured, the sort of second half of the year is... It's not a perfect time. There's never a perfect time.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, baby.
Yeah.
Come
Have
on.
Thanksgiving and Christmas off.
Come on.
Come back January, February. Oh, look, there's 2 amazing moments that you can come back for that for. And then just come back in time for the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, this is an actual injury as well, by the sounds of things. The other one, maybe it started as a knock and they worked it, but 90% of that was gimmicked. So yeah,
it's just a shame because it was such an awesome move, that diving headbutt.
Yeah,
it really messed him up.
It really did. It really did.
Or sorry, the Vision beatdown.
Yeah, kayfabe.
I mean, he wasn't moving his arm for the previous 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question, Paul.
Yeah.
Please don't touch me.
No more BS. He referenced Paul White there, so maybe that could be his comeback program. Big Show joins.
Whoa, Matt.
Big Show, Rollins, and someone else against the Vision. Why not?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Who's got history? Kane.
Yeah, gosh, golly. It's the Authority. They're back. But their face.
Oh, yeah, they could help him win the Rumble. Like they tried to do.
Remember that year when they were just dumping out all your favourites?
They were like, what about Roman, eh?
Yeah.
We still hate it.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose, see you later. Bray Wyatt, see you later. Blah, blah, blah.
Why did they do that bit where they were like, well, but maybe Rusev?
Yeah, no, Rusev's not going to win it. Like, come on. Flipping heck.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, Vince McMahon was a terrible booker at the end, man.
He was.
The last 20 years or so were lots of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of bad stuff.
How do you define the end? Because there's quite a few years.
Yeah, this is it. How far back do you go?
There was like flashes where clearly he'd just taken his eye off and someone went, quick, make some good wrestling.
Yeah. Slip this into the run sheet, and then next week you'll be like, let's do a segment with someone kissing my butt. Awful. Awful badness.
But yeah, promising signs for Seth Rollins' return.
Promising signs, and hopefully he has a nice Christmas and he can chill and he can come back maybe in the Rumble. And,
Why haven't we nicked Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Is it Thursday this week?
I mean, you should probably look into the reasons the holiday exists.
I don't mean that. Yeah, I mean just like, like how we like, American sort of style Halloween now in the UK. A turkey day, but not on Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have that. Like, I would like the day, like the food, the chilling, all
Football.
of that stuff. Football. Halloween can go to hell. I hate Halloween.
Not a fan of spoopiness, this guy.
Nah, it's boring. I don't like it. Like, no. Do not come to my door. I'm not giving you candy. I'm just not answering.
I've already eaten it all.
Yeah. When I'm in my house, I do not want to be bothered by you. Just leave me alone, children. Go next door. They're friendlier. I'm like the big bad wolf when I answer the door. I'm like, what do you want? Unless you're delivering my freaking pizza.
Yeah. And it's,
oh, come in.
Would you like some candy?
Yeah, I'm not giving you candy. I'm not dressing up as a freaking ghost.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't get why people dress up in costumes for Halloween.
People love Halloween. I'm going to get hell for that, but I hate it. I like AFI and I like the Misfits. I don't like Halloween.
Fair.
There you go.
But yeah, get well soon, Seth Rollins. Hopefully see you in February.
Yeah. Halloween is ass.
Do you reckon he might be saying February just so it throws people off for a Rumble return?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He's a little worker, isn't he? He's a little...
Still want Sammy to win it. Don't know how that's going to work, but still want Sammy to win.
He's going to wrestle. Rollins is going to wrestle the Big Show. There you go.
Do you think that there's now... I mean, I've just said Sammy, so let's put that over here. There's a possibility that they're thinking Braun versus Seth world title match at WrestleMania.
Maybe. I think there's also a possibility that they're thinking Braun gets squashed by Brock Lesnar, brother, because that's what they do. So who knows? We'll see. Let it play out, eh?
Yes, exactly.
Let it play out. Hey, if Brock Lesnar squashes Braun Breaker, let that play out too. Who knows? Anyway, bye. See you later.
We'll be back with more news that's not Seth Rollins later. Bye.
Random video on screen. Shaka kapow.